What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod Scum. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. Watching my back, as always, is the Freddie Mercury puppet. We are back with another banger of an episode. As always, I'll address the elephant in the room. You're looking at the smoldering good looks, the luscious blonde locks. Yes, you were looking at the one and only love child of one Diamond David Lee Roth. So now that that's out there, we can move on, get down to brass tacks. We're back. Another great episode. It's what you guys come to expect here. And I hope your boy Reckless Rex never lets you guys down. You guys know I'm a man of the people. I'm all about you guys, my brethren out there, man. So listen, I'm always going to be here delivering the goods for you. And I think I've done it again. We're going to have another great conversation with another guest that I'm excited to have on here. Before he gets in here, let me do the promotion thing. You got to pimp your podcast if you have one. My pimp hand is feeling strong today. So here we go. Make sure to tap in with Pod Scum on Facebook. The handle is Off the Couch Boxing and Pod Scum. Both of my podcasts, one channel. My guest is here. So I'll pimp later and we'll chat now. So let's get down to it. There's always time to pimp. We can come back to pimping. Pimping ain't easy, as you guys know. And there he is. What's going on, Louis? I can't, no, I can't hear you very good.
How about now?
You're getting better.
All right, hold on a second.
You're coming up. You're coming up.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I just got back from Chicago.
Yeah.
And I just set up my system, so I got to tweak it a little bit.
That's much better. I've always just wanted to look at you and just be like, and this guy's playing the lead. It's Louis.
I'm all set up.
Yeah. And I've also always wanted to tell you that not only am I Elvis, I'm also James Dean.
Oh, right on, man.
Yeah. At least I try to be, probably in my mind more so than in real life. But
right on.
yeah. But listen, I think so much stuff I've got written down here to talk to you about, man. But with a lot of artists, man, what was your upbringing like? Did you come up in a very musical household?
Well, it's funny because a lot of family members were not musicians, but I had an uncle, my mother's brother, who was in a salsa band. And he played drums, he played guitar, he played timbales, bass, he played everything. And we lived in his house. And I got a lot of my music inspiration in the beginning from him. Okay. Taught me my first riffs, taught me how to play some beats on the drums, taught me a little bit of everything. There was a guitar player in his band that I took some lessons from. So that was like the beginning of my introduction. I mean, of course, I love music, but that really helped me guide me into what I do.
And so did the guitar, because I've heard musicians say sometimes the instrument chooses them. Obviously, the guitar is an instrument that a lot of kids love to pick up, man. But did the guitar find you? Did you find the guitar? Was there ever a chance that it was going to be another avenue, another instrument?
Well, it's funny because I remember telling my mom and my stepdad I wanted to be a musician, and the first instrument they brought me was an accordion.
Oh,
I was just like, man, that's not what I was thinking.
No.
And then the next year for Christmas, I wound up getting an electric guitar, Sears model electric guitar.
And so whatever happened to the poor accordion, man? Just get shelved?
It just got shot to the side, man. But I got to tell you, I wish I would have learned how to play the accordion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a cool instrument.
It is. Yeah, it is. And I think it probably doesn't sound so cool when you're young. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to sound very glamorous, very rock and roll. You're probably not seeing a lot of people that you're looking up to with an accordion in their hand, obviously.
No, not at all. I mean, at that point, I was listening a little bit of Kiss. Some WLS radio was my favorite station. I had that on 24/7.
Well, you're a Chicago guy, man. What was the music scene like when you were coming up, man?
It was fantastic. I mean, I was lucky. I was involved with a group of people that were involved with shows at the Cabaret Metro in Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that venue.
I've heard the name. Yep.
The Metro.
Sure.
And it's funny because, you know, I was in a band that was in that area. I got really lucky. Some of the first shows that I ever played at a young age, at 17, 18, were at the Metro right away. And we had to end there. And I've played, I don't know, man, maybe 20 shows there growing up. You know, the punk scene was there, the metal scene. I mean, I was in a band called Mayhem Incorporated. I mean, we opened up for Megadeth. We opened up for Anthrax, for Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
You know, we had some good success in the Chicago scene. The metal scene was thriving. The punk rock scene was thriving. It was a great time. You know, that was the early 80s, late 80s. It was awesome.
Now I'm looking at some of the projects you've been involved with, and without covering necessarily all of them, you know, some of the ones that stand out that I particularly am a fan of. I'd like to find out how you make the correlation. You know, right off the top, I referenced you know, the M.O.D song as soon as you came in here, man. Billy Milano, an East Coast guy, a New York guy. How do you link up with him? For people that don't know. Well,
I was offered opportunity to play guitar for the band ZOETROPE. From Chicago.
Yep.
They had just kicked out their guitarist, Kenny Black. And it's weird. I lived in an apartment. Kenny Black lived upstairs. I lived downstairs. We all hung out together, you know.
Right.
We all played in bands and played together. And they said, hey, we're going on tour. We need a guitar player. Will you please, you know, take interest? And would you like to do it? You know, and I said, yeah, you know, it would be my first opportunity to go on tour with a band.
Right.
And so I woodshed on the guitar, learned some ZOETROPE, and we wound up going on tour. I can't remember which one it was, but I know we toured with LOUIS Rocket and we toured with Heathen.
Yep.
I think Exodus was in some of those shows. So that was my first introduction to touring with a band. So we hit the United States, from New York to California, back to Chicago. It was great, you know, and that's how I hooked up with Billy, because one of the last shows I played with ZOETROPE, we played a festival in Arizona and M.O.D was playing.
Okay.
And I played with ZOETROPE, and Billy walked up to me and was like, hey man, I'm auditioning guitar players. Would you be interested? And I was like, yeah, you know. He came down to Chicago. I played a few licks. He's like, you're in. And next thing you know, I'm moving to New York with $750 in my pocket.
Nice.
I'm
yeah.
an M.O.D, you know.
Yeah.
So we started writing songs, and you know, the rest is history.
So he more or less sees you in another band, and for lack of a better word, kind of poaches you.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, and I'm grateful for that. You know?
Yeah. And so I'm also looking at ministry. How do you show up on an Al Jorgensen's radar?
Al Jorgensen, well, he's from Chicago as well.
Yep.
I was hanging out at a place called the Smart Bar that's downstairs from the Metro. And I ran into him there, and we just started talking. He knew who I was. I knew who he was. And that evening, he says to me, hey, I'm going into the studio. Do you want to come and record something on the Revolting Cocks record that I'm doing? And I was like, yeah, let's do it, you know. So that night, like 3 a.m, you know, after drinking and doing whatever else we were doing,
right.
We were in the studio, and I recorded on a couple tracks, and our relationship started there.
Okay.
And then when the tour for Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste came, they offered me that guitar position alongside Mike Scascia. And but I was already doing shows with Mindfunk, so I wasn't able to do that tour.
Okay.
And so, you know, we didn't talk for a while. They were in Jersey. He called me up, hey, we're playing in Long Island. come out and hang out with us. I went on stage. I played Supernaut with them at Lollapalooza, and he was like, "We're going on tour in September to work on to do the tour for Psalm 69."
Yep.
And I had done a couple guitar riffs for that when we hung out in the studio, you know, so I was kind of already involved in that. And we had just finished our second record, Mindfunk, dropped, and I had some time, and I was like, hey, I'm going to go on tour with Ministry for a few months, because we weren't touring until the summertime.
Right.
So I wound up touring from September to the end of January with them. And that's how my relation started with Ministry. And after Mindfunk kind of split up, you know, I had the opportunity to stay in Ministry and do the rest of the years that I did with them.
Now, I made mention you've been in some interesting projects. You know, throughout your career, is there anything that you did that where you would point at and say, you know, from a creative standpoint, here's where I feel like I was really firing on all cylinders. Here's a piece of work that I'm on that I'm extremely proud of.
I would have to say, like, the first Mindfunk record.
Yeah.
You know, I love a lot of the riffs that are on that record. It was a different record. We did get a lot of recognition and notoriety for that record. We got a lot of shit for that record. I mean, we got a little bit of everything, but I'm really proud of that record. I'm also proud of Dropped.
Yeah.
Dropped was a record we did, and we put that together. We wanted to get a new drummer, Sean Johnson, and of course Jason Everman came into the band, and we worked on that record. And that record was great because we went in the studio in Seattle with Terry Date, and we recorded that record live.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't know that, but that's a live record. We recorded that record live. I mean, we recorded the first record live as well, the Mindfunk record, the debut named Mindfunk, but there was a lot of editing and splicing and fixing on that to make it super, super tight and
right
produced. But the second record, Dropped, was absolutely live. You know, Pat came in and redid some vocals, of course, but all the music you hear on that is like one take, you know, like go in there, play the song, and that's it.
Put in the books. Yeah.
It was I really love that. We did that. And then, like, right now when I go to YouTube, I listen to some of my favorite guitar players, and I listen to their stories about how they went in and they did that too. Like, go in, record the song, and that's the take, man.
Yeah.
Let's go for it, you know. So,
and you bring up some of your favorite guitar players, man. You know, who are some guys? Are there two or three names that come to mind that you feel like have influenced your own playing? You know what I mean? You know, who really feel like you've tried to emulate, or that you've taken parts of and kind of made your own?
Well, there was a lot of Santana in my house in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because of the Hispanic background.
Yep.
I love Carlos, but I was a big Tony Iommi fan.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the first Paranoid albums I got. But then I got introduced to Michael Schenker.
Yes.
And that just took me away. I was like, holy shit, this guy's got something going on. And I started using the wah. It became part of my sound with the tones, the filters, and of course Randy Rhoads. You know, because I was taking classical guitar at the time, and then he pops up.
Yeah. And
I love Eddie Van Halen. I'm always sitting around trying to learn his licks at home.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys just that was the core right there for me.
Yeah.
You know, but there's so many great guitar players right now. You know, like one of the things I like to listen to right now is Adrian Smith and Richie Kotzen's new project.
Yes.
You know, it's a fantastic. The songs are fantastic. I'm a big fan of both guitar players. You know, Grish and the Chronicles. I don't know if you heard them. I love that band.
Yeah.
I mean, I crank that stuff, man. That's some good metal right there.
And now, what is if I might ask, man, you also did work with 2010 American Idol winner Lee DeWyze, who I will say, and my wife is probably not within earshot, man, but I called him early on that season as the winner. I said, this kid's going to be there at the very end. I liked him from day one, man.
Oh, that story. I was dating this girl. She introduced me to Lee.
Okay.
He was still in high school.
Yeah.
And he played me a couple of his songs. And I had a recording studio. And I invited him to the studio. And I let him use my studio. And he recorded some ideas. And, that's right when I kind of stopped doing ministry. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Right. What was next?
And I hooked up with my partner from the label WuLi Records, Ryan McGuire.
Yep.
And we became partners for the label. And Lee was one of the first people we signed to the label. And we did his first 3 records before he won American Idol.
Wow.
And I remember when he was like, hey, I want to audition for American Idol, and he was under contract with us, and he couldn't do it unless he was out of contract with us.
Okay.
So we worked out a little deal. We let him go, and he went on to do American Idol, and the rest is history, man.
Yeah.
We did a lot of shows with him. We were his band for a while.
Right.
A lot of stuff, man. It was, those are, and I do have to say, like, I know he followed a different path right after Idol, but I'm glad he's doing what he's doing now, because it's more like what he was doing with us.
Yeah.
Of Americana type stuff. That's his thing. I mean, he's great at it. And I'm glad to see that he's doing that.
As a guy that had been in the industry for a little bit of time, when he comes to you and expresses interest in doing Idol, are you for it, against it? What advice do you give him at that point in time?
I was for it.
Yeah.
I think that if you have a dream and you want to go for it, or you want to try something, you should do it. I didn't want to hold him back from that. I think that if it was me, I would hope that the people I was asking, hey, this is what I want to do, would be totally for it,
Sure.
And I totally supported it, and he's a great artist, has a great voice. I'm glad that we had the opportunity to work together, and we still talk every once in a while. He's so busy now, we're so busy now that it's hard to stay in touch,
Yeah. Yeah. As a guy who is also, not only just a performer, but, you mentioned that you have the label. I certainly don't need to tell you all the drastic changes in the music industry, how people are digesting music nowadays, streaming platforms, physical product, not as prevalent as it used to be. Do you like where the music industry is right now?
I do not. I like the way it used to be. I miss. I mean, you could still do it now. There's some great record stores in Chicago,
Yeah.
But I think the days of going into a record store, like I remember going into Rose Records on Ashland.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like a record collection that was huge. I remember going to see Ozzy there and going to that concert. Randy Rhoads was playing with him. Those days of going and looking at a record, not knowing what it was, and say, hey, I'm going to buy this record because it looks cool.
Yep.
And then you put it on and you're like, holy crap, this is unbelievable. I miss those days,
Yeah.
And the TV days are cool too. I mean, technology and it changed, but it's rough, I think, for musicians now, and labels aren't as interested. Now they're looking for the next big thing. Always, it's let's start from scratch. Let's build this band. A lot of that's gone, I think. So I don't like the streaming platforms, though I do it because that's the way it is now.
Yeah.
Put music out there, try to get it out there, try to get people to listen to it, and it's not like it used to be. That's for damn sure.
Does it make sense nowadays? And I don't know if you have this kind of conversation with your artists, but obviously, you know, the way people release music, we're starting to see a lot of smaller projects, you know, singles, EPs. Does an LP still make sense in today's world? You know, obviously people are just like, you know, picking tracks they like. You know, they're busy, they're on the go, they're not sitting down and dropping the needle on an album and going for the whole journey anymore and listening to full albums. You know, what makes the most sense nowadays?
You know, it's hard to say. I mean, like I work in music production now.
Right.
I'm a stagehand. I'm in the union. I work for ATSI Local 2 in Chicago. I'm around musicians all the time still.
Right.
You know, and we do a lot of big concerts like, you know, Taylor Swift, you know, Beyonce. I mean, that stuff is going to sell no matter what.
Right.
And I do work like at places like the Riviera Theater and the Aragon Ballroom. And you see these bands that are up and coming. Like I just did, what's the Youngblood?
Yeah.
You know, at the Riviera, you know, he
Yep.
sold it out. And I'm looking at it going, you know, they're building this kid up the right way.
Yep.
He's in the theaters. He'll be across the street at the Aragon next year.
Yeah.
Or the United Center.
Right.
You know, I mean, so I like to see that, you know, and he had albums, you know, they had albums, which was great. I think that a lot of bands are doing EPs now. I like that vinyl's coming back, but it's expensive, you know, everything's super expensive. T-shirts are expensive. Everything's just sky high. It's just, you know, it's tough out there for the listeners and the people that love to. I mean, I know they're going to pay for it, you know, but it's still crazy. It's just gone berserk, you know. It's just like nobody is getting the deals that they used to get back in the day, you know, like A&R people. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know if A&R people are going to like shows in a club going, wow, this band is great, let's sign them.
Right.
I don't think that's happening anymore.
Right.
You know,
right.
So
if a young artist starts nowadays, you know, where's the best place for them to dig their heels in? Obviously, there's still young bands that are making visualizers, videos. We're seeing them in a different place now. People are watching them on YouTube. You know, how's the best place if somebody in a young band is watching this right now? You know, just subjectively speaking, your advice. Where does a band start nowadays? Obviously, you got to have great songs, but how does a band make that big splash nowadays? And where are our next superstars going to come from? You know, are we going to see the Princes and the Madonnas and like these type of stars ever again?
Well, I think you're already seeing them like through people like, you know, you're getting your TikTok stars,
right?
Your YouTube stars, your Spotify stars. I mean, that's like a whole new thing. I'm just learning about that right now. But if you're a new band, you have to be totally involved in your merchandising and your social media. You have to work it every day. Try to get people to your shows. I mean, that's the way it is now. You have to be online, pushing yourself every day.
It's very hands-on.
It's very hands-on now, you know. Yeah, DIY, you know, and that's the way to do it. You know, I got a young kid that my friend, his son, they're called the Cosmic Kicks.
Okay.
They're from Chicago, great rock and roll punk vibe. He's kind of got like an Iggy Pop kind of style, plays guitar. Dude, he always on social media. This is where we're playing. This is the next show. This is where you get this. This is where you get that. You have to do that now to be successful as a band, as a band starting out in the industry, and hopefully you get a song that goes viral, and then you get noticed, because that's what seems to be the way it works. You know what I mean?
That's the new formula.
That's the new formula. You get 500,000 views, and people are looking at you going, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, something's going on with this. Let's look into it. So
could the industry have done anything? Obviously, we kind of saw streaming coming down the pipe. But it seems like artists, and I have a lot of them on here, it obviously, you know, you made mention of it too. There's not a lot of money in streaming for the artists. You know, could the industry have somehow gotten in on this at the ground level and somehow made this more profitable for artists? You know, where was the misstep? Where did things go wrong?
I don't know where the misstep is, but I think what happened with the industry is that they got they were a little behind. I think this took them by surprise.
Yeah.
I think, and now they're trying to be in it on a different level. I mean, with our label, we're not signing anybody anymore. I mean, it doesn't make sense to do that. We do a lot of production and write songs for people now, you know, and help them out and try to guide them to where they want to be. I mean, but the industry, yeah, I mean, I think the record industry could change it, but I think they're so involved in like all this new thing with, like I said before, Spotify, TikTok, YouTube. That's what they're looking at. What it seems to me, you know, like when I do some of these shows, then I'll be like, well, who's this artist? And somebody goes, oh, they're a TikTok phenomena.
Right.
Like, oh, it's real, you know, like a lot of these new bands coming through are coming from that platform.
Yeah.
So, and they've had a song that's gone viral, and then they'll have a label come up to them. I think labels need to change it, you know, somehow and bring it back. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. What's crazy is I remember what I like that's happening now is there's a lot of different bands now, a lot of different types of music.
Right.
I remember in our day, when in the 70s, every band you listened to was completely different than the other.
Yes.
And that's what I like that's happening right now. I'm starting to see that where there's these new bands that don't sound like each other at all.
Yeah.
And that I do like. And I think that's important for the industry because for a while, I think there was too much saturation.
Yeah.
Too much, you know, this band is huge. Let's find another band just like them. Let's get another band just like them.
Yeah.
That was happening for a long time.
Yeah. You're right.
You know? And I think that just killed the industry.
Yeah.
You know, and in the meantime, there were probably bands out there that were fantastic that they just didn't look at.
They got overlooked.
They got overlooked. But right now, I think that's happening where music is starting to be different. And I love that. And that's what I do like about the streaming platform. You find a lot of that. You find a lot of good music now.
Yeah.
You know, the algorithms, you know. I'm a big fan of YouTube music. I like Spotify. I put my music up there and it goes everywhere, but I like the algorithm. Like that's how I discovered like Grish and the Chronicles. You know, I mean, I was driving down the highway, freaking song comes up, Ride to Hell. And I was like, holy shit.
This is incredible. Yeah.
This song, I was like, turn it up, man.
Yeah.
And now I listen to them all the time, you know.
Is that hard for you in this day and age because you've been around for so long? Maybe you're a little bit jaded. Is it hard for you to find like new stuff? Like what are your own listening trends like? Like if you're puttering around the house, you put music on. Do you tend to fall back on your old staples, stuff that's comfortable, or are you able to explore and find like new artists that get you, excited?
I'm in an exploring mode right now.
Yeah.
Last night, driving home from work, I listened to a song from a Blacktop Mojo.
Yeah.
That came up, and I was like, oh, this is good, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I love that right now. That's what I love, the new stuff. You know, I fell into because I was listening to a lot of Richie Kotzen, you know, I like to sit down and Paul Gilbert, learn some riffs, take a couple guitar lessons online.
Yep.
And Adrian Smith and Richie Kotzen project, you know, that just fell on my lap. And I was like, these songs are fantastic. It's different. Winery Dogs. I love Black Country Communion.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Joe Bonamassa and Glenn Hughes. Unbelievable.
Joe Bonamassa is from my neck of the woods. I'm in upstate New York.
Oh, right on, man.
He's right down the road.
He's my blues guy right now, man.
Yeah. You know, and believe me, man, the city that he comes from, Utica, New York, you know, we have not been blessed with a lot of big stuff that has come out of Utica, New York. He's probably one of our biggest exports, definitely in the music world, I'd have to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love his stuff. And I love that project. The Black Country Communion is a great project. You know, that's another one. And I got to say, like, I'm a big Dead Daisies fan.
Yeah.
I love Dead Daisies, man. And it's weird because I didn't know Glenn Hughes was in there till I started listening to it.
Right.
You know, and the back and forth with the different singers, and and Karabi coming back, and
Yeah.
you know, and I love that stuff, you know.
Now, you talked about writing songs for other artists. You know, when you're going to create, what's your process like? Like, are you somebody that's getting sparks of creativity throughout the day and you're jotting stuff down or making notes in your phone? Or do you sit down and treat it like a job, you know, almost like you're punching a clock? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to create.
I sit down and I create and I play, like I'll play a drum beat,
Yeah.
come up with some riffs. If an artist comes up to me and be like, hey, I got a song, I'll get involved and make some, you know, hey, check this idea out, record a bunch of riffs for them. And sometimes they pick out the ones they like, you know. So I get involved in different ways. It depends on how the project comes to me, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I like to just sit down in my room that I'm in right now and play some stuff back and come up with riffs and go that route. You know, I'm been trying to do my own stuff. I've been releasing a couple things here and there. I got a new song that I just released in August that I'm doing a lyric video for. That's going to be released in about a week. You know, I just whatever feels good. You know,
Have you had periods in your career where you've felt, for lack of a better word, writer's block, stalled creatively? And what do you do to work through that?
writer's block sucks.
Yeah.
And when I'm working the gig that I work, it's really hard because like this week I worked 6 days straight and got like 3.5 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be creative after that.
No doubt.
You know, at one of the venues that what I've done is I left an acoustic guitar in one of the venues that I work at. So when I have downtime, I just start playing now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That helps. That helped me mentally be in it. Because for a while I'd be like, I just want to go home and sleep.
Right.
I don't even want to touch the guitar, you know?
Yeah.
But lately I've been more on top of it. I've been playing with Billy again.
Yep.
Been doing some shows with M.O.D. That's really helped me get back into it again. So yeah, writer's block sucks and it's really hard to come out of it, but you got to force yourself to play. And I think that's the only way you're going to achieve getting out of the writer's block situation, you know?
Now, are you involved in any of the new M.O.D? Because I think Billy is in the process of trying to do new M.O.D, isn't he?
Yeah, so he recorded 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah.
And he approached me with the songs and was like, will you lay down a few solos on here? Yeah. So he came out to Chicago. We went to my buddy's studio, Ryan McGuire's studio, and we recorded some stuff there. He went out and did his little SOD project, United Forces.
Yeah.
Then he went back to Texas. They're mixing it and mastering it. So yes, I was involved with it a little bit. So not in the songwriting process, but I was able to add a little flavor to it.
And where do you stand right now? Because you've been doing this for so long on touring. You still like to get out there, man? Because I know probably as you get older, man, you probably don't want to tear yourself away from your creature comforts as much. It probably gets harder as you get older.
I want to start touring more. I really want to get back into it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the feeling of being in front of a group of people, an audience that love what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you love what you're doing because they love it too.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that feeling. It's a totally different type of drug.
Yeah.
It really is. It's adrenaline that you can't get anywhere else.
Out of all the bands that you've taken the stage with, are there any moments or that really stand out, like where you're talking about that high, that adrenaline rush, where you feel like, wow, I can distinctly remember, one of those occasions and who you were on the stage with?
I remember being in Denmark and playing the Roskilde Festival.
Yeah.
And playing with Mindfunk.
Yep.
Megadeth was the headliner. We were right before them. And that was the year that they won the World Cup.
Okay.
And right before we came on stage, they won the World Cup. And this guy that we knew in Denmark, we were friends with, he came back to Roskilde Festival with bags of soccer balls. And while we were on stage, we kicked them out into the audience, started playing. I mean, there must have been like 100,000 people.
Yeah.
It was just huge. And the crowd went bananas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was just like the perfect moment, perfect time. And I vividly always remember that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's good. Yeah. That's cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool. uh, uh, when new artists get into the industry right now, what would you say some common mistakes are, or maybe mistakes that you like to see young artists try to avoid?
I mean, in this day and age, like I said before, if you're a new artist, pushing your music on social media is the way to go. And I know it's tough.
Yeah.
Because I'm to blame for that as well. Because my new project, you know, it's hard for me to get online all the time every day because I'm working, and I'm tired, you know, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And I know life gets in the way, but if you're a new artist, you know, you can't slip, you can't let go. You have to push yourself and do what's has to be done to push your music, and that's to be on social media. Unfortunately, that's the way it is now because that's where the people are at. And if you're doing playing in your neighborhood, you want to promote yourself, you know,
Right.
like you got to promote yourself, play shows, you know. I mean, it's really hard to be a musician these days.
Yes.
It really is. And, you know, and I know a lot of people that are great musicians that just aren't doing it anymore, you know. And I mean, I don't know how many times I've been asked to play in a cover band, you know, and for the longest time, I was like, man, fuck that. I'm not going to play covers, you know, but people are doing cover bands are huge right now.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, like in Chicago, and I'm like, maybe I will get in the cover band.
Yeah. Why not? It's not such a bad idea after all.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I mean, just to do it, you know, because it's what you love. You're making other people happy too, you know. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just do what you love. I mean, try doing the right thing. Be online, push yourself, you know, promote yourself. Don't be afraid of it, you know. And I mean, I've worked with artists like Lee DeWyze was like that. He was kind of a shy guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he got out of that as I think as time went on and realized that, you know, you got to be connected with your fans. You got to be connected with what you're doing to make it work. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
now with the advent of social media, they're almost expecting it because there's really no reason that you can't nowadays too.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, it's right at your fingertips.
Yes.
Yeah. If you got an Android or an Apple phone or a computer, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how MOD's doing it right now. It's an online thing.
Yep.
You know, and it's pretty cool actually. You know, I mean, you know, it's kind of like that's the way it is right now. So take advantage of it and use it and make it your new tool to get your shit out there.
And now we talked about Lee doing American Idol. Where do you stand? Obviously, he was very successful on it. Where do you stand on you know, the role in developing new artists through these shows? We see The Voice, we see American Idol, we see America's Got Talent, we see shows like this. Ultimately, you know, I know, as I mentioned, Lee did incredibly well, but do you like these type of shows as platforms for new artists?
I mean, they're great because a lot of great artists do come out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and some do really well and some don't. And that's how it is. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, that's, I think, one of the things that's wrong with the record industry because I think they're looking more at that type of situation because there's a lot of advertisement in it. There's a lot of, you know, it's on TV. I can use that. I can make that go. I could be a part of it. That's what the industry's probably doing and thinking, you know. That,
right. So they're kind of looking at it like, let the TV shows find the stars for us.
You know, and it's just like, okay, fine. You know, it's not the same as going into a dive bar and going, oh my God, this is the next Black Sabbath.
Doing the legwork.
Yeah, doing the legwork. Nobody wants to do that anymore. You know, it's kind of like I mean, I think those shows are great. I'm not going to diss them, you know, but it's not like it used to be, you know.
Right.
And you know, I mean, and I know there's been like artists in some of those shows that have done unbelievably well and have done not very well, you know. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles in that industry, you know.
Do you have days where you don't pick up a guitar at all?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I actually today I am picking up the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the guitar yesterday at my job. It felt great. I'm feeling good. I got this new song coming out. I'm feeling happy about that. Trying to do some promo, looking for somebody to give me a quote on it. Maybe I can get one from you.
I will. Yeah, I will give you a quote
I'll
on it. Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me on Facebook Messenger, and then you know, I'll share it. I'll share it on the Facebook page. I mean, yeah,
I'll give you a sneak peek of the video. I'm gonna do some advertisement with Adrenaline PR, Metal Maria.
Yeah,
you know, she's gonna help me out with a little promo. I've been doing a little radio with Muncie from Skateboard Marketing.
Yeah,
you know, so yeah, I mean, I'm definitely trying to get back into it, and you know, it's my love. I'm getting old, and I want to retire and just play music until I'm gone. That's the plan right now.
And so, what would the object or what would the main goal be right now, though? You know, like you know, you've done all these interesting projects. M.O.D. certainly like a crossover thrash type project. Ministry, the industrial thing. You know, did your thing in Mindfunk. Where do you feel like right now? Is there a specific genre, you know, that fits where you are in life right now? You know, I mean, like, what's the expression of yourself right now? Feel like musically?
I mean, I'm a rock guitarist, and my music is a little bit of everything. Actually, it's a little bit of rock, a little bit of metal. You know, the first song I released kind of had a 70s rock vibe to it.
Yeah.
Waiting on the Sun, and I'm kind of all over the place. This song that I'm releasing right now, the video, it's kind of got a punk vibe to it. Maybe a little Queen of the Stone Age influence, you know.
Are you also doing vocals on these songs?
I do some harmonies, yes.
Okay.
The singer is the singer from my old band Mayhem Incorporated. He sings on all the stuff right now.
Okay.
And I got, except for one tune where my buddy's son sings on it. It's called Stop Putin. It's kind of a political kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, he sings on that, and that kind of has a punk vibe to it. But Leaf, his name is Leaf Dirks. But I mean, it's all over the place. Everything. The next song I'm releasing has kind of an STP vibe to it, kind of after this one, and then I'm working on a new song. It's just heavy, you know, and it's inspiring. Like from kind of new metal that's going on, a little energetic, you know, some heavy riffs, down tuning, drop C. I mean, so it's a little bit of everything. You know, I'm not going to subject myself to just one style.
So you kind of know your wheelhouse right now.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I love all kinds of music, and I'm going to do what feels good. And if you like it, great. If you don't, then you don't. You know, I'm not going to be hurt.
Are there other forms of artistic expression outside of music? You know, because I know often creative people have other outlets, writing, painting, art, stuff like that. Or is music the best way and the only way for you to get out, you know, your creativity?
Music is my therapy.
Yeah,
that's it. You know what I mean? I don't have many other hobbies because I work all the time.
Yeah,
you know. But when I'm sitting down and I want to feel good, music is my therapy. You know, playing the guitar makes me happy.
Was it always going to be music for you, or was there ever a chance you were going to go in a different direction? What would that direction have looked like? I mean, you know, were there aspirations to do anything else at any point in life?
There was music was it. You know, I remember my parents pissed at me because they wanted me to go to college.
I was going to say most parents are probably a little bit speculative about a career in the arts.
Yeah, and they were like, they were so mad at me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I was like 16, 17. I was playing bars already, you know?
Right.
And when I graduated from high school, I was gung ho. I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. And it's what I did all the time, you know? And that was my love. And there was nothing else. I mean, it was like music was it for me, you know?
So they were going to try to talk you out of it though, if they had their way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, little by little they realized, you know, when I started making money doing it, they were like, oh, okay, he's doing what he loves. He's making a few bucks, you know. So
Yeah.
you know, and I'm still involved with music. I mean, on the other end of it,
Right.
you know, I'm a union stagehand. I set up shows with some of the best crews in the world, and we build huge stages and put up huge video walls and audio and lighting, and that's what.
And now, how do you learn to do that stuff and the behind the scenes stuff, the producing, and the stuff that you're talking about? Is that kind of an on the job? I'm going to look over someone's shoulder and learn how to do this.
It's kind of like what happened. I got involved with Jolly Rogers. He was a production manager for Ministry, and after he left Ministry, he was doing that. And when I quit Ministry, I came to him. I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a job." And he hired me, and it was a long road trying to get where I'm at right now. You know, I started out part-time, you know, bottom of the ladder, worked my way up, got some seniority. We joined a union. I mean, and now I'm doing it, you know, and I've learned a lot, you know, about audio and lighting and video and building stages. So.
And what's the current scene like? I may have asked you this. Well, I know I think I asked you about what the Chicago music scene was like when you were coming up. But what's it like now?
I think it's starting to get really good, man. There's some great bands out there playing. There's a lot of clubs out here opening up. I mean, there's a lot of bands playing Chicago right now. I mean, it's busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to the Liars Club, the Live Wire, the Metro, the Aragon Ballroom, the Riviera, the Radius, the Salt Shed. I mean, all these, United Center, Allstate Arena. I mean, it's just booming. Like if you look at the Chicago, if you look it up online, who's playing in Chicago, there's something going on all the time in Chicago musically. The music scene in Chicago is really good. There's some great rock bands here, and it's doing well.
Yeah, I know. I see a lot of the extreme bands always seem to stop by Reggie's.
Reggie's, yes.
Reggie's,
Sorry, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I've played Reggie's before. It's a great rock and roll venue.
In your travels and doing this for as long as you have you doing festivals, doing touring, being out and about in the music world, have you got a chance to rub elbows and meet up with any of your heroes? Is there anything that sticks out? Anybody that you got to meet that was kind of like a jaw-dropping moment for you?
I don't get to meet many people because if I'm working, it's hard to even do it. You know, I mean, I have the opportunity to see them.
Right.
But, you know, after they're done playing, I'm on the other side doing what I do. But lately, I haven't really had the opportunity. Though the last person I could tell you that I shook hands with, because they were like standing right next to me, and I'm glad that I did because I always loved him, was Lemmy.
Oh yes,
he played played the Aragon Ballroom. He's friends with Jolly, the guy that I work for, our steward. And he came to visit him. I was standing there. He walked in, bottle of wine, glass of wine, two girls left side, right side.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, one of my heroes, you know.
Yeah.
Shook hands with him. And so that might be the last guy that I got to. Oh, and Al Jorgensen.
Yeah, of course.
At the time. I always try to visit him, take some pictures, and say hi, you know. So
and it does suck when we start losing our heroes. Obviously, we just lost Ozzy. That was a big one.
It was a pain. I gotta admit, I cried.
Yeah,
you know, it was painful. And then I watched that tribute, the Black Sabbath thing. It was painful.
Yeah,
because I remember It brought me back to when my mom, working 2 jobs, we went to go pick her up one night, and she says to me, go pick out 2 albums. I'll buy them for you. She just got paid. Go pick out 2 albums. And I never heard it before. I never heard of Black Sabbath, but I said, Black Sabbath. I saw that. Paranoid. I grabbed that album, and then I grabbed the Kiss, the first Kiss album. I grabbed that because I hadn't had a chance to hear that yet. And those 2 records actually changed my, I mean, I was listening to 70s rock, but those 2 records just changed my life.
Started you on your journey. Yeah.
Took me on my journey.
Yeah.
I think my mom at one point regretted buying those 2 records for me. Man, I know at one point she was like, I'm going to take you to a psychiatrist, because I wouldn't stop. I listened to those records. I put the headphones on, the needle on the record thousands of times, man.
Wow, that's taking it to a new level, trying to keep you from the arts by bringing you to the old head shrinker, huh?
Yes.
Thought something was wrong with you.
Yeah, they've done a couple things. One time they took my I was not doing well in high school, and I came home one day and my drums were gone, my guitars were gone, my bass guitar, everything was gone, the stereo was gone, and they were like, "You're not getting nothing back till you bring your grades up." So I did that, and I got everything back.
See how? I mean, it does seem like, but it seems like even when you look back though, man, that's either the logical step that a parent's going to do. You know, you can look back at it when you're older and kind of realize it doesn't feel great in the moment.
They did the right thing. They put me on the right track. So even though I didn't do what they wanted me to do, they did the right thing.
Yeah. And so whereabouts are you now in terms of like, before I let you out of here, stuff to promote, if people want to tap in, if people want to find out the stuff that you're doing right now? I know you made mention about it. Everyone's on social media somewhere. It's the way of the world now. So where's the best place to tap in with you?
Facebook. I'm on Facebook with my real name, Louis James Svitek Jr.
Yep.
I'm on Instagram at Sviteknology.
Yep.
I just started a Blue Sky page. I don't do Twitter anymore, but right now that's where you could find me, and those are the links, or the social media.
And you have a timeline, on the upcoming music.
I do. I'm hoping that within the next week, the new lyric video will come out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And like I said, I'll send you,
please.
You check it out and give me a quote on the song if you want.
I will do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. I hope you like it.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of a political vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's perfect for the times right now. And
seems like it is. It seems like it is. Yeah.
Well,
that is where we are right now, unfortunately.
That's where we're at. Yeah. So,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
hope for peace and move on.
Yep. Yeah. But listen, man, I really appreciate you doing this. And I look forward to the song, man. And I'll certainly, I would be honored to give you feedback on it, man. You provided me so much great music over the years, man. I'm a fan at the end of the day. I always say I don't just pull people's names out of the hat when I have them on here, man. They've been on my radar for a reason. I've watched what you've done over the course of your career, and I'm a fan at the end of the day, man. I'm honored to have you on, man. Really.
Well, we're gonna be in New York doing some M.O.D shows in December. I'll be posting. There's some dates out there right now.
Okay. Because there's always that problem when people hear that I'm from New York. They always don't understand that there's a whole rest of the state. They instantly want to know what borough I live in, and now I'm Central New York, so I'm 4 hours from the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we might go upstate pretty soon. We're being asked to go upstate and play some shows. So if that happens,
that would be greit. Yeah. That's more in my wheelhouse. I'm very close to Syracuse.
Yeah, one of my favorite places is Ithaca.
Yes.
I love Ithaca, New York. I stayed there for a long time, recorded there, hung out there. I love Ithaca.
M.O.D did quite a bit of recording there, didn't they?
Yeah, at Pyramid Sound with Alex Periel.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it out there. I love that town.
Yeah. Upstate New York, though, is about to take a turn for the worse because winter is obviously going to be. It's impending doom is in the air here.
Yeah, well, I'm a winter. I love winters. I live I live about an hour and a half from Chicago, and we get hit pretty hard out here.
You guys know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know all about that. So
Yeah.
we don't get hit as bad. I don't know what's going on with the East Coast right now. They're getting clobbered.
Yeah.
But we get clobbered pretty good sometimes.
Yeah. I got to say, the last couple of winters here haven't been as bad in terms of like snowfall. Cold, yes, man. But you know, I mean, for years people didn't want to buy into the whole like climate change and the climate shifting. But and I wasn't so sure. I was sold on it. But these last couple of winters in upstate New York are not like what I experienced growing up here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, you know, big mountains of snow and I mean, it is changing. It's different.
It's changing. When you wake up in the morning and they say to you, Illinois is the coldest place in the world right now.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, you know, like something is changing.
Something's different. Yeah. It wasn't always like this, right? Yeah. But listen, man, it was really an honor having you on here. Stay in touch, man. You know, you always got a platform here, man. So we'll definitely do this again. Yeah. We'll
appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. Really, it was nice talking to you, man.
Peace to you and take care, man.
Appreciate you, Louis. Thank you, man. Good talking to you, man. Thanks. Later. There he goes, folks. LOUIS SVITEK. Honor to have him on, man. I geeked out for a second when he popped on there, man. The M.O.D fan in me. But listen, like I always say, I don't just pluck people's names out of a hat, man. I'm a fan of everybody that I have on this podcast in some way, shape, or form. I admire and respect their work, whether it's the boxing podcast or PodScum with musicians. Love his work in M.O.D, love his work in ministry, love Mindfunk. I'm looking at other stuff he's done here. Just a great musical career. WuLi started his own label. Just, you know, his fingerprint is on so much cool shit, man. And I just knew that it would be great to have him on here for a conversation. And true to form, it absolutely was. So I very much thank Louis for coming on here. That was really super fun, and really enjoyed his outlook, his opinions, his views on where we are in the music industry, the musical landscape, his own experiences on his musical journey and his career. So big ups to LOUIS SVITEK for coming on here. Really enjoyed that. And hope you guys did as well. Now I can go into my obligatory promotion mode as I was going into when Louis joined the conversation. So the Pimp Hand still feeling strong after 2 consecutive interviews. That was the back end of 2 consecutive ones for me. So I'm talked out right now. So I'm not going to go into a big long spiel, but I am going to remind you guys to tap in with PodScum on Facebook. The handle is Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum, both of my podcasts, one Facebook page. You can get updates on new episodes, when they are going to drop, who will be on those episodes, and any other big pertinent boxing news if it's happening in the music, arts, and entertainment world or in the fight game and in the boxing world. I try to put it up there and keep you guys, my brethren. You know, your boy Reckless Rexx is a man of the people. I try to keep you guys in the loop, keep you guys informed, keep you guys tapped in with what's going on in both of the worlds that I kind of swim in between. As I said, boxing and music. So get tapped in with us on Facebook and tap in with us also on Instagram. Same handle, Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum. Your boy's trying to be a little more active on Instagram. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. 52 years old. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm not from this technological era, but I'm doing my best. So trying to be more busy on the Instagram page. Tap in with us there if you want to. And of course, if you're here right now, this is the place to be. This is your meat and potatoes right here. This is where we dive in and have these amazing conversations like we just had with Louis. So if you're here now, pat yourself on the back. You're in the right place for this amazing content. Tap in, like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, wherever the hell it is on your screen. It's up there somewhere. I can assure you of that. Stay tapped in with us. And again, big ups to the viewers, the subscribers, and ultimately the guests without whom I could not do this and bring you guys this amazing content and these incredible conversations. So big ups to everybody who supports the podcast, who supports the channel. I can assure you that I check the analytics. We're always trending upwards. So I appreciate you guys for that. Sometimes it's a little, sometimes it's a lot, but we're always going in the right direction. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters, man. So I owe it to you guys. I owe it to the guests. I appreciate each and every one of you. This is your boy, Reckless Rex, reminding you to take it easy and keep it sleazy.